Can you tell I'm hungover? No, I'm only kidding.
Can you tell I'm breaking out?
Oh, I forgot. I got concealer and I didn't conceal my one pimple.
Oh.
Damn it. Oh, all right.
Hi, I'm Althea.
And I'm Ben.
And today we are attempting the traditional Ukrainian art of Pysanka.
That's how I say it? Pysanka?
Pysanka.
Pysanka? Hopefully we won't mess it up.
Okay, so this is actually going to be our first attempt doing this. Oh, should we explain what it is?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, do you want to get that?
So basically, Pysanka is like a way of making really elaborate Easter eggs using a wax resist method. So we would use like little tools to draw lines onto an egg, and then we dip it in colored dyes, and wherever the wax is on the egg, it doesn't pick up the color. So that's how you get those little designs on the egg.
And these are those little tools?
So it's these little tools.
They're called the kinska?
So they can be called pisak, kitska, or kulka.
Ah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have 3 different sizes.
Oh.
And we heat it up over the candle and just dip it in this beeswax. So we need to wash these, right?
Yes.
Because
they have oils on them from our hands and also from chicken cavities, so I was told. So we just want to get all of that oily stuff off so that the wax actually sticks to it.
to prevent salmonella.
Do you know anything about salmonella?
I don't, except it's very deadly. So yeah, we'll just put them in water, and apparently by doing this we can check to see if the eggs are cracked. Are we going to empty these out? So we're going to do them the way that we used to do them when I was a kid, which is just poking a hole in the top and the bottom and blowing out the inside. And then I'm going to get a piece of spaghettini, and I'm going to put it inside to break up the yolk. All right, you ready?
Yeah. I'm going to get lipstick all over my
Oh my God. Oh, you've done amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Here.
I haven't got any yolk yet.
That's
so.
my egg design.
I can't believe that actually worked, guys. Do you know how hard that was at home? All right. So yeah, so if you want to do your design now and you need to get those perfect lines all the way around the outside, the way that we should do it is by just wrapping an elastic around. The ones we've got are pretty gigantic. By doing that, or you could just even be a piece of paper.
Yeah, or a measuring tape.
Yeah, that will give you the guide to make your first line.
Ben?
Yeah, you can find like sheets like this online that show you how to slowly build up your design by just dividing up your egg into quadrants and doing tiny little designs on it. All right, so I grew up in Alberta near Vegreville, where the giant Pysanky Easter egg is, and I didn't realize that that was actually like something that was kind of like it wasn't practiced in the Ukraine for a while. So it kind of like, I actually looked up on one of the dictionary things, and it said the word Pysanka was Canadian. And it said origin Ukraine, but I guess it's just because people here kept doing it. All right.
Nice.
I don't even remember doing these. And so once you've got your design to this level, this is the part where you would start melting wax onto the egg. And I foolishly chose, I'm going to try and do a CBC Gem. What you do, obviously get a candle going. And then the idea is that you heat the kitska. Kitska? So we heat the kinska.
Surprise visit by our resident Eastern European, Olsi.
How do we say it?
Kiska.
Kiska, that makes sense.
There's like a T in there.
Are we kiska?
Kiska.
Yeah, so you're heating it up and then using it to scoop a little piece of wax out. And once you have a little piece of wax inside, you heat it up again. The wax will fill the nozzle. And you should be able to, oh yeah, it works. Holy way. So, yeah, so you're just able to just go out like a regular fountain pen. Hey, we have one extra kiska if someone wants to help.
You don't have to explain to me once again how to do this.
Okay, you scoop a little piece of wax into this little holder here.
This one?
Yeah, right into the back of it. And then heat up the front, and the wax should just pour down So it's going to be like a dye resist. So we'll put the wax on, we'll do our drawing with it, and then we'll put them in these dye containers. And wherever we put the wax, there won't be, no dye will stick. This will remain white wherever we're putting the lines right now. And then we'll dye them from lightest to darkest by adding more and more wax, and whatever we cover up will stay. But before we dye, we're going to have to actually now close up these holes at the bottom with a little bit of wax so that we're not just filling them up with dye water that will drip everywhere.
Okay, vinegar bath to get all our hand oils off of it.
I have no idea why we're doing this. And actually, when we were preparing these dyes, all of them said add a tablespoon of vinegar.
Yeah, why is there something growing in here?
Whoa. I don't know. Maybe that's why we weren't supposed to put vinegar in there.
There's something growing in here now. Whoa. So our orange dye may or may not adhere to our eggs.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to wash these other ones too.
Should I?
Yeah. Oh, it's actually taking the dye really well.
Yeah. So the cool thing is that
We'll find
at
out.
the end, you use fire to melt off all the wax. But until then, we actually are not going to be able to see our design. It's just going to keep getting covered up by the dyes.
But I don't think we normally do stuff like this anymore, right? Like,
Yeah. Well, one of the women that I was talking to who is an expert in writing Pysanka said that she considers it like a super zen activity.
it really feels like that.
Yeah.
Like, I know that there was the big trend a couple of years ago with adults doing coloring books.
Yeah.
I don't know
what
why
I was thinking.
they wouldn't get into this. Like, so you're going green.
Ben's eggs are really nice. Look how nice his are. And then look at mine.
Scarlet. All right.
I'll do turquoise.
Holy moly.
We both have different dipping techniques.
What is yours?
Mine
oh,
is to
spin
just
it?
spin it.
That's smart.
So this dye gets everywhere. So if you do this at home, be careful. Your white tables will be stained.
All right, we're ready to go for the final dunk.
Final.
Yeah, so
Okay, we're gonna go with black because when we were looking at pictures of the ones online, the black ones were the prettiest ones.
So after we do this, the next step, once the black dries, is to just melt off the wax with a candle. But I've seen that you could use a hairdryer as well,
Ew.
but
Do you have one?
I don't.
We're gonna do this the hard way.
Yeah. Oh, it
That's
came
not
out
bad,
perfect.
right?
That's amazing.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. So this whole thing, like we got the dyes and the kiskas and a little beeswax, and it was just over $20. I got them off of Etsy, but I saw there was lots of shops that had them. I think you could probably get them on Amazon.
I'm really excited to burn mine. No,
All right.
I'm just gonna try. How do I do it? I just
I
like.
think you need a towel to wipe up the excess
Okay.
as it melts.
It's melting. Whoa. Oh my god. Okay, I want to show that. Whoa. So it's revealing the colors underneath.
Is it actually working?
Yeah, it's working. Okay, so as I'm holding it over the flame, it's melting the wax, and it's revealing all of those different layers of dye that we put on the egg. Oh, it's making the egg really hot.
Oh, really? Oh, it looks beautiful. Oh
Right?
my God, that's awesome. It's a little rough around the edges, but I'm pretty sure I can tidy it up with a pen or something. So, the stage after this, what you have to do once you've melted off all the wax is you have to get some sort of varnish. You varnish the eggs after, but you have to use an oil-based varnish. If it's water-based, it'll take all the ink off that you've put, or all the dye off that you've put on already.
I like this one so much.
I like this one is amazing. All right, we're going to cut now to after these are varnished. We're going to pack everything up and yeah,
Make
definitely.
them pretty outside.
Yeah, make them all pretty. And this is definitely an absolute recommend for if you're looking for something to do over a weekend. There you go. Ta-da!
Ta-da!